Hey everyone, and welcome. My name's Aaron, and today I have the distinct privilege of being with my longtime friend, co-musician and gearhead, pedal guru, rock star, country icon, now Randy O'Dell in the city of Portland, Oregon. Round of applause, please, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much for doing this.
Man, my pleasure.
We are in your home right now,
yes,
and
yes.
so he's invited me over. We've played together in a few different contexts and on some records and on some live stuff, and I've always loved your sound, even from, I remember when we first played together, I think it was like in Beaverton or somewhere like that, and I played drums and you were playing guitar, and I was always like, that guy I really like that sound on guitar. It was before I was really even into guitar, that much. I've come into guitar by way of recording and drums and production and stuff, and I'm sort of a late bloomer when it comes to pedals and things like that, but you've been doing it for
a long time
ages.
now.
Yeah. So I'm holding your sort of
number one.
This is the number one. This is the guitar I remember you always playing throughout the years.
Yeah.
So we'll go through your board here, but maybe first let's talk just a little bit about guitars.
Sure. So let's start with this.
This one.
This is a 2003 or a 2002 Highway 1 Fender Telecaster.
Okay.
And so I got it used at a really good price, and it didn't look like this. It was brand new.
Yep. Didn't come pre-distressed.
No, it didn't come pre-distressed.
Authentic distressing here.
So,
That's
and I had used this all through music school, and that's where a lot of the aging and relicking came from. When it's the only guitar you have at music school, it tends to take a pretty good abusive beating.
It looks amazing, though.
So it's got an all-parts bridge on it with graphite saddles, a Lawler Special T in the bridge, and then I flipped around the plate because I like to have quicker access to the volume knob instead of trying to figure out where it is. It's like a lot easier just to grab it right there while you're playing, and you can adjust on the fly.
Because by default, this is volume?
Yeah, that's volume, and the switch is up front.
Right.
So, and I don't switch and pickups. It's easier for me to just throw my arm back and hit it and keep playing as opposed to trying to hit it and then not hit another knob. Yeah. So they called it was a satin finish, and it just wears in really easily. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like people would pay now for this
for this
relicking job,
and on the road everyone asks oh, where did you get that relic at? And I'm like, on tour.
Real life, buddy. Real life. That's how this guy does it.
That's used.
We're not messing around here.
Played not purchased right there.
That's it. Yeah, so Randy plays with a country artist named Jesse Lee, and been touring, kind of all over. You haven't traditionally done country music.
No.
Yeah. You're
this
more
is
of a rock and roller guy.
Yeah,
and punk maybe.
Yeah.
But, so again, before we get into gear, I mean, tell me about that. Must have been a switch for you.
It was. Yeah. It was incredible, actually. My friend, another friend of ours, Jeremy Burchett, was producing.
Great drummer.
Was producing Jesse's album, and she was needing a touring guitar player. And a lot of modern country now is kind of classic rock.
Right.
So Jeremy recommended me for the gig. And I met with Jesse, and we seemed to hit it off all right. So she was like, here's 60 songs. I'll see you in 14 days. Good luck. So I basically, worked for 8 hours, went home and woodshedded for 8 hours, and then slept, and then did it all again for 2 weeks. And that was about 2.5 years ago, and been running ever since.
I love that.
It's been great,
But and then let's talk about this one before we get into the board. So what do we have here?
This is just the 61 reissue SG Classic. I think it's a 2012.
And what does SG stand for?
It's solid guitar is what SG actually
is. That true?
Yes,
I didn't actually know. That was a sincere
that's what
question.
It stands
solid
for.
Guitar.
Solid guitar.
I love that.
Because the Les Pauls that they used to make had a maple cap on them with a mahogany body. And so then when they designed the SG, it doesn't have a maple cap, and so it just became a solid guitar. There was no glued top piece on the top. So SG isn't really like a country guitar. You don't think of it that way.
Yeah, right.
But there's an artist, Jason Isbell,
Yes.
And he's a phenomenal Americana artist.
Amazing. Yeah.
And his guitar player, Sadler Vaden, is phenomenal, and his number one guitar is an SG. And I was like, well, if it's good enough, if it's good enough for Jason, I guess I can probably play an SG in a country band.
If he's allowed to do it, then I'm allowed to do it.
It's fun. It gets a lot of good looks at festivals and stuff like that when you walk out on stage with the SG to play
at a country festival,
country rock and roll, and it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tattooed. I came from the rock and roll punk rock world, so kind of being that anti thing is part of my DNA. Me playing in a country band is already anti enough. So I'm going to walk on stage with an SG to push it a little further.
like, I don't need this thing. I need a rock and roll.
I'll start with that, but then once the rock and roll kicks in, I'm going to really go AC/DC on you.
I like that.
So
nice.
They're all pretty well worn in. I don't know if you can see that, but they take a beating.
Yeah, you should offer. You should offer like an antiquing service. For
people where I just get to borrow their guitar for 6 months.
For 10 years. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a friendly guitar player. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I play really hard. Yeah. I play really aggressively, and I remember one of the first times we played together, you were like, how do you get that sound? And I was like, well, you have to hit that guitar pretty hard. Like, I mean, I flail a lot. Yeah. I don't really. I'm not like a delicate player.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a very gentle player. I think I'm a very sort of careful, gentle, just pluck it with the fingers and like listen to the pretty sounds sort of a guy. Yeah, and
I like to hear things blow up.
Yeah.
So I hit really hard. I play with really heavy picks.
Yeah.
And
what gauge strings are you playing with?
10s.
With
They're
10s? With
10 to 46.
But a heavy pick, and you hit hard, and you have 10s. Do you break strings?
No, not ever.
Huh?
Nope.
You just hit it right.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's just.
Is there a secret to that?
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. You learned. I've hit it hard enough a couple times that I've jumped the strings out of the saddle, but I haven't broken one.
Right.
So very rarely. And the graphite saddles on that help a lot because they don't ever break strings. So now that I've said that, the next tour I'm going to break. You will. 10.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Anyways,
so let's get to the gear. What amp are you playing through today?
It's a deluxe reverb amp. It's one of the 65 reissues.
Okay.
Yeah. So 6L6, that great Fender
thing.
Warm.
Yep.
Yeah, that great Fender tone. It just kind of does it really well.
It does it.
And since we're not like a huge stadium act or anything like that, stage volume is always a concern. So 22 watts is really good.
Nice.
So
cool. Well, maybe let's get into the board here. Let's hear just kind of your clean sound, I guess. And it looks like you have a couple pedals on there. Do those stay on most of the time?
Yeah, they stay on. This is the RC booster from Xotic Effects, and I leave that on. It's actually just set at Unity, so. So it really doesn't.
It doesn't make it. It's not louder. It's just it kind of warms up.
It warms up the tone, and then between this SG and this Telecaster. And then I also have a 335, and they all kind of have a different tonal characteristics. So with the bass cut and the treble cut, I can kind of boost or cut frequencies depending on the room. Yeah. So one of the rooms we played down in Folsom, California this week was really dark. It was like a dark room. So I was boosting treble on everything just to try to get everything to cut through. So that's kind of why I leave that on all the time. It's just kind of a
tone shaper sort of a deal. Yeah. I'll do that with I have a little EP type, it's the preamp from Echoplex.
Yeah.
And when I'm playing my Telecaster, because I play big hollow body guitars with humbuckers, but then I have a single coil Telecaster, so it's so different when I plug it in. I'll kick that on, and it gives it a little volume boost and then rounds off the top just a little bit so that I don't have to change everything when I'm playing.
And that's kind of what I use that for, in the same manner. Yeah. And then I have the Boss DM2, the Wazacraft version, and I use it just kind of as a slap thing. Little slap back gives it that country thing. But then also on, we do Tennessee Whiskey. and I use it for that.
Okay.
Just kind of that cool, like
real smoky
kind of vibey thing.
Yeah,
so.
and the Wazacraft is kind of they try to get it as close as they can to the original.
Yeah,
fun.
So those are the two pedals that are always on.
Those are always on. Got
period.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So first pedal that I run into with Jesse is just my Jerry Cantrell signature wah pedal. So it's a good wah pedal.
Yep.
It's got a good control on the side, like a tone control on the side of the pedal.
Yeah.
Because in some rooms, a volume pedal, like a bright room wah pedal, can kind of like slice your face off.
Yeah, right.
So you can roll back the highs on it. So when
Okay.
you really lean into
That's
it, it's
nice.
a little darker, and so you can kind of tune it to the room a little bit.
Right. Let's hear
The
that
wah
wah
pedal?
first. Yeah.
Put a little drive on it.
Yeah.
And give it a little... Yeah, it's a wah pedal.
How often do you use that? Is that just like on some solo stuff?
Yeah, solo stuff.
Yeah.
We do, oh man, Joker from Steve Miller.
Uh-huh.
So you got to do that.
Fun.
Yeah,
It's a wah pedal.
It's fun, yeah.
Yep.
When we do extended jams and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
have to somehow, you're already playing at like 100% and you have to go to 110%.
Yeah.
Step on the wah
Step on
pedal.
the wah.
They always get it. Everyone loves it. They just kind of go nuts when you step on the wah
Yeah.
pedal.
Love it.
The Jim Dunlop mini volume is
Yep.
the volume pedal I use.
Nice.
Not a ton of swells in the
Yeah.
country kind
Yeah.
of thing, kind of the way we do it. So
Yeah.
if I need to, it's there to do it, but most of the time I don't have to do swell. So it's
Yeah.
just a great way to pull back a little bit of volume if you
Yeah.
need to for the singer, or
Sure.
kind of adjust on the fly. But I
Yep.
don't use it for the waily, like worshipy kind of
Yeah.
volume
Right.
swells that
Yeah.
we
It's not an
normally...
essential tool like it
No.
used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not for the setting I'm in right
Right.
now. So then
Cool.
I have the Rockett Archer, which is a great
Clon thing.
clon thing.
Yep.
And that's the clean tone, and then it just
sounds
brings
great.
brings it up a little bit, gives it a little bit of grit, gives it a little bit of
It's still really clean though.
really clean. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Like I guess what your setting is
It's very-
your gain's like off.
yeah, very minimal.
Yeah.
But it just pushes it. Just I don't know, gives it that
Just
little
barks at you a little bit
bitey
more.
thing,
Yeah.
a little more.
Yeah.
It's a little cleaner, a little
Yeah.
happier, and this
Right.
just kind of makes it a little more aggressive when you need
Right.
to. So
Nice.
it's a great pedal. I really love
Great.
that Archer pedal.
Sweet.
Then we go into the JHS Ruby Red pedal.
Yes.
Which is
Excited to hear this because I've never heard it.
Man,
Yeah.
it is.
What are we talking about here?
It's the Butch Walker signature pedal, and if you guys
Okay.
don't know who Butch Walker is, I'm really sorry for you, because that guy is a phenomenal singer, songwriter, guitar player. Like,
Yep.
best performer I've ever seen in my life. So this is
So it's his thing.
his
Yeah.
pedal. It's
Yeah.
a JHS Superbolt
Uh-huh.
on the drive side,
Uh-huh.
and then just a standard boost, like volume boost on the right side.
And the Super Bowl isn't that the Supro thing?
Supro.
Yeah.
Yep. It's based off of the Supro
Got it.
sound. So clean tone with the boost. It doesn't really add any grit, just pure volume. Just pure volume boost.
Yeah.
And so you can choose with the switch if you want the boost to run into the Super Bowl or be after the Super Bowl.
And how do you have it?
I have it before the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So-
Interesting.
So this is the... So it's just kind of cool, light drivey kind of thing, you know, when you're doing the, like...
Yeah.
Just kind of does that rock and roll sound.
Is that American kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
That American...
Yeah, it just kind of does that thing. So then with the boost into it... kind of gives it a little more.
So putting the boost before, you're driving the input of that Supro, so that's going to cause it to have more hair than just, if you did it the other way, I would imagine it would be
just volume boost.
It would just be a volume boost into your amp.
And one of the rad things this pedal does is if you crank, so it's got a light drive and a heavy drive.
Okay.
I have it on the light drive.
Yep.
So, and the heavy drives a lot more.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is when you crank the boost, this is just gonna kill the peak limiter.
Yeah.
Does like
it's
that
like a
gated fuzz,
gated fuzz thing. That's crazy.
Kind of fun.
Like no attack, like the attack's gone.
Yeah,
on the note. It's just like fun.
That's a great pedal.
Great. So that's the Ruby Red.
Ruby Red. Yeah, and then the Lovepedal Eternity.
Yep.
So
a little darker,
just
kind
a little
of thing.
darker, yeah. And it'll get. I mean, you can brighten it up.
Yeah.
So. But it's kind of that 808. I find with the Eternity, I really love the pedal. It's not a bass drive kind of pedal. There's like the moments where you're like, oh, there's nothing that would work better right now than that pedal.
Yeah.
And then the next song, you're like, no, that pedal doesn't work at all. But it's a great flavor just to kind of have
not a jack of all. If you could have one overdrive pedal, would not be that one.
It would not be that one. But it is a great pedal too.
Sidebar.
Like, it's got great tone in it.
Sidebar, if you could only have one overdrive pedal, would it be something on this board? Would it be something else?
No, just one.
Yeah.
It would probably be the double barrel, the JHS Double
which we
Barrel.
haven't gotten to.
Yeah, which we haven't gotten to.
Okay.
So that's the next in the line.
Okay.
And
good segue.
Yeah, it has the Moonshine and the Morning Glory in it.
Yep.
So the Moonshine's kind of the heavier 808 sound. And then the Morning Glory is the lighter. So, and you can stack them.
You can do them both. Both of those were on. I heard a little bit more of that mid-rangey Voxy thing, and we were talking a little bit before we started that you've always been a Vox guy.
Forever. Yeah. I've played with in worship bands and with worship artists, and did that for a lot of years, and that's kind of that chimey, Voxy, U2-y kind of thing. That's kind of the sound you need.
Right.
And I love that British sound.
Right.
And so I was touring, when I started touring with Jesse Lee, I was playing a Vox amp.
Yeah.
And the more shows we did that were backlined, they always backlined with Fenders.
Yeah.
And
especially at country
shows, country festivals, they always have Fender backline. I, being in like a mid-level touring band, you don't really want to be that guy at the festival that's like, no, dude, I gotta use my own amp, man. Like, you really got to go with the flow.
You're like, really, buddy?
So I made the jump to the Fender amps. So that way it's a great sound. It's not a bad sound at all.
Yeah.
I've really come to love it. But it was just a ease of adjustment to make like life on the road a lot easier when you can roll in. If they just have a backline Fender, I know I can get the sounds I need out of it.
You've sculpted all your pedals
all
and
my
stuff
tone
to kind of
shaping are for that American voice.
That American clean thing.
Yeah. But the double barrel does kind of have that thing.
Yeah, it gets that edge, that sort of mid push thing, that we all love. But
and that's kind of a thing. I mean, if you look at my board, like the Love Pedals has like a mid push Eternity. This is a mid push. The next pedal is a mid push pedal. So I'm kind of still.
You're missing that.
I'm taking the Fender thing and kind of trying to make it more of a Voxy thing.
Yeah. I feel like I would be the exact same way. I would try to make that sound like a Vox.
Yeah, the most I can.
No, it doesn't sound right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next drive pedal, the last one is the MXR Distortion III.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that pedal, man.
It's the first pedalboard I've seen that pedal on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can find them super cheap. Used.
Right.
They're like $40-$50, and I always kind of chuckled at it because I was like, MXR distortion pedals.
Yeah, what's
great?
that gonna sound like? Yeah.
Then I get into this country thing and start watching rig rundowns of every artist that I can think of that has that sound that I need to figure out like tools, like what other tools are gonna make this job easier.
Yeah.
And Keith Urban, of all people, has these in both of his touring and fly rigs.
Wow.
A Distortion III $50 drive pedal. And once again, when you go, okay, well, I guess if he's using one, there must be something
There's something
there.
to it. Okay, well, enlighten me. Teach us all here.
I use it as a pretty heavy drive.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
It sounds great, you know? And you put a little... And it just rings.
I could
and
hear
it's,
Keith Urban playing that. Yeah.
It's just like...
Real aggressive and very different, too, from what we've heard so far. Mm-hmm. So, it's a good compliment.
Yeah, when we do the heavier tunes, you know, we do... I Love Rock and Roll from Joan Jett.
Uh-huh.
And so when you like... It's just that sound, man. It's just everyone that sees my board goes like, what is that?
Why do you have that?
And then you play it, and they get like Aaron. You just kind of go,
"Oh,
I can totally hear why that's on there."
Yeah.
Like, so I really like that pedal. It's kind of a surprise.
One thing I'm learning. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we're actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 different drives.
8. 9, 10.
Yeah.
I mean, like sort of gain stages.
Yeah.
So, I have a hard time with my rig. Stacking gains. I'm like one or the other. So I'm like, and it could have something to do with my amp, which is already kind of right on the verge. If I'm with my compressor going into it, and it's only on 3.
Yeah.
But it's 18 watts, and so it's like. It sounds amazing, just guitar straight into amp sort of a thing, but there's just not a lot of room there to where what I'm noticing with you, which I really like, is actually the volume jump where when you step on a gain, it's like it's a pretty nice jump.
Yeah.
And the amp being still somewhat clean, it's got that clean headroom where it can sort of take it.
Yep.
And actually, like that sound was amazing. That MXR with the like that. That's like crazy. Can I plug in?
Yeah,
I need to plug into that. Let me see that. I haven't played yet. My chair is real squeaky, so forgive me for that. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah,
that's way too fun right there. That's just like rock and roll right there.
And even
that's amazing.
Even that tone, like those two pedals plugged into single coils.
Yeah,
it's still that thing. It's still got that like rock and roll.
It really does.
Thing.
I was shocked at how sort of similar it was, even though
it's got a ton of body, a ton of push to it.
Right.
Yeah,
that's way too fun.
Yeah,
it just makes you want to play. Just make. But it's also not like. It's still not actually that much gain.
No.
It's like ballsy and out there, but it's not like I'm not doing that, kind of a thing. I'm just like I don't know.
My goal with all my drives and with just the style of music that I've done in the past, it's all about like tasteful drive.
Yeah.
You don't want it. You don't want people to be wincing. You know. You want it to be like that great, like warm.
Yeah.
Presence kind of
love it.
Drive. So yeah. As far as stacking goes, I don't really do a ton of it.
Okay.
I mean, if I need to push something harder, I'll use the Archer to push something further down the line.
Yeah.
Or the boost on the Ruby Red to push something further down the line. But I don't really, except for on, you know, the Joan Jett heavy rock stuff, I don't really stack a ton of drives.
Gotcha. Yeah. And you there's no, we don't have a switcher here, you know, or anything.
No.
Have you ever experimented with switchers before?
I have. I've had the true bypass loopers.
Yeah.
I've gone through a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yep.
But I everything for me, because coming from, I mean, now back to the punk rock thing where it was just a tuner into a Marshall.
Yeah.
Like turned up as loud as it could go. Like,
so
the more complicated things get, the harder time I have of getting my expression out.
Yeah.
So if I have to think about it too much, I don't really like it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I really like that it's all just in a line, and if I step on something and it's not
good.
right, I can just kick something else till it is, as opposed to like if you have it when I've had them all pre-programmed saved tones.
Yeah.
I find that it doesn't. I'm adjusting more than I want to.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Especially as like a touring guy or whatever, where because I'm definitely the get it all programmed and perfect guy. You know, that's me. And I think with the pop genre too, maybe that's a little different. And I'll be like, I'm gonna put my amp in the closet and cover it with a blanket, and put this microphone on it and have my tones exactly right, because then now I know that it's always gonna be the same everywhere I go.
Yes.
That's like a little bit maybe more of the pop thing, where country, I mean, and the way you're doing country, Randy O'Dell country, which is like basically rock and roll.
Classic rock.
You're adjusting, like you said, when you go into different rooms, you're kind of, you want that freedom to be able to go, that one doesn't feel right here, you know, or whatever. So I'm gonna kick this one on right now. We're gonna do a 3-minute solo at the end of this song or whatever.
Yep.
So
So I do like switchers. I like what they do, and because we are tone junkies and all that, it's like you're changing stuff out all the time, and so if I change out a drive pedal and everything's
way
programmed,
more complicated.
I got to redo everything. And like last summer with Jesse, we were so busy I didn't have time to redo anything.
Right.
So if it was like, if I had a switcher and I had to reprogram stuff, I'd be hosed.
Right.
Because there's no way that I could adjust quickly enough for
So we're not quite done yet. We're going to go
pedals.
from the Distortion 3. Where do we go there?
We go into the Strymon Flint,
Yep.
which is a reverb and a tremolo.
Yep.
pedal.
I used to own this pedal and I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great, the verb, you know, is just... Just warm.
Sounds like you got it on a...
yeah, it's the 70s.
Springy thing.
Yeah,
sort of?
70s spring.
Yep.
Just kind of that roomy.
Yep.
So, and like I said, when you're doing the slower, vibey stuff. Just gives it that body.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah, tremolo.
I love that. The tremolo. See, you're breaking my heart a little bit, because that's the, I mean, like, I liked the reverb, but the tremolo on the Flint, it's was like,
it's
anytime you turn it on, it's like, oh man, beautiful.
Yeah, I really like that Flint.
Can I try something with that?
Yeah.
I want to try. Give me that. So give me the Flint with a little like spring on it, but no tremolo. And then maybe like I'm trying to do a Ryan Adams here. I'm trying to do Ryan Adams.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
That's
amazing.
sound, man.
Yes.
Little Ruby Red with
feel
some
like
slap and.
Where's Supro? I mean, the Supro is it's like an American thing, right? Is that
I believe it is.
Builder?
Yeah.
It sounds
like a
what
classic.
I'm missing in my life right now is that American thing. The last two, I just did another pedalboard, the boardwalk thing with my buddy Mike Norris, who's a Fender into Fender guy, has always been for his whole life, and I had this similar reaction. I'm like, I don't get that sound. I don't have that sound in my arsenal right now. What I'm not getting is the clean headroom and the pristine thing, and then that American style gritty gain with the spring reverb going into that.
Yeah.
Basically, the lesson is I need to buy some more things in my life.
Dude, just play that
Dual
again.
amp. I need to.
That sound.
That's a good. Okay.
So yeah, that's the sound right there.
Good night, ladies
Sorry.
and gentlemen. Yeah, we're fanboying a little bit, which is great. But I mean, how if you're not fanboying at Ryan Adams, then
if you're not if you're playing music and you can't fanboy about music, I think you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah,
and I've met guys like that actually. Who
really?
I've been in the studio. Like it was my time in Nashville.
Yeah,
but just career guys who were like. They didn't have any fun, and it was like, why? You get to do this. I remember I went in one time, and I was in the other room, like, making coffee or whatever I was doing in Nashville when I was there, and I heard this, like, fuzz sound that just made me, like stand to my feet and run in, and I was like, what is that sound? It's amazing, and I was trying to, like, pump up the vibe in the room or whatever, but it was just like, they just looked up, and they were like, the guy was sort of like, what right do you have to talk to me right now, kind of a thing.
Wow.
I was like, dude, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, you get to play this amazing sound, and you're, like, grumpy right now? Like, I don't get it. So, I hope I never lose that.
Me
you know
too.
What I'm saying? That fanboy thing of like, that's what I love about, I mean, and the more I play music, I feel like the more I fanboy about it. The more I'm, like, just in love with sounds and even the more I appreciate different genres and, like, when you were a kid, it was like punk rock music and that's it, kind of thing. Everything else sucks.
Yeah.
But now it's like, country and pop and hip hop and like whatever.
Yeah, and you
it's
just
like
glean different things from different genres,
right.
and you kind of all try to incorporate it into your own sound. And so,
I love it all.
Yeah,
we both love it all. High five, Randy. Me and Randy. But I digress.
Yeah, back to the pedalboard.
Back to the pedalboard here. Where are we at now?
Timeline. The Strymon Timeline delay monstrosity that is.
Yep.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Strymon Timeline.
Tell me about that.
I've bought it and sold it 3 times.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
and then you're like, nope, I need it back.
I bought one.
Yeah.
When they first came out and everyone was going nuts about them.
Yeah.
And I really liked it, but it was like it's kind of a Ferrari of delay pedals, and I'm using 2 sounds, so I don't know why I need something like that.
Yeah.
So I got a simpler version, which I still have, the Diamond Memory Lane Junior, which is great. But then it was like, some songs that I had to do kind of had to switch between like a dotted eighth note and a quarter note delay, and I couldn't step on one and step on another fast enough, so then I ended up with the timeline again. Yeah. But then we weren't really doing that song anymore, and then I was like, why am I... So when I finally bought it the 3rd time, I just tell the people when I buy it, like, if I'm going to sell it, just punch me. Yeah. Like, and just let me know that I'm an idiot, because I get obsessive about getting different things. Yeah. So but now
there it is.
It's here it is. Yeah. And now I'm playing like with the country band, we have a catalog of about 68 to 70 songs. Yeah. It's major. Very helpful. Yeah. And then I would imagine. Still playing in churches and worship stuff, so I can use like 3 settings for that worship sound that you need, and then I can have my my rock and roll like country go-tos. Yeah. So what's your go-to on that as far as this? It looks like you got it on the digital right now. Yeah, it's a digital. So my go-to right now is just a light, kind of quick,
Yep.
not many repeats, and then, you know, it's just good when you're doing like... It just adds a little bit more to it. So
that digital thing is kind of it's not as rounded off on the
Yeah.
repeat, so you're getting a little more pristine kind of repeat out of it, which I would imagine would be good for the country thing.
Which is good for the country thing, and also playing. I'm the only electric guitar player in the band, so when I go into a guitar solo, the intensity level can drop a lot.
Right.
You know, so I use the delay on all of my guitar solos. That way it kind of makes it feel like without it, you know, you're... And then you kick it on.
Yeah.
It just feels
that,
bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of like brings more out. I use that. That's the light setting. And then I just have a heavier... Just longer, same setting and everything, just a longer repeat for the slower, you know.
Gotcha. So you've got a global tap, it looks like, set up for that.
Yeah,
then.
global tap on everything.
Yep.
So. And then the last pedal at the end of the line is the Xotic EP Booster, which is designed off of the Echoplex. And I have it right at the end because it's my solo volume boost.
Got it.
So since the light setting on my timeline is used on all of my guitar solos, I put them next to each other so I can just hit it with one foot and just crank both.
Double foot.
And that's your lead tone.
Yep. And you have it, it's like all the way down right now, huh?
Yeah, it's really low.
Yeah.
And it kind of just depends on the room. Like, when we sound check, I'll just, they ask for my lead tone, and so I'll crank that on.
Right.
And if they need the volume down, I just turn the volume on the EP booster down. So I kind of have a generic setting that I always start every show at.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fluctuates from there, just depending on where it needs to go. But I love what the EP booster does.
Yeah.
And I've thought about getting another one to put earlier.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you turn it on and it does boost the volume. And again, with the volume always kind of being an issue on stage, it's like, well, if I put it earlier and it boosts the volume, then I got to turn my amp down, which means I'm not driving the tubes hard. It's like this push-pull to try to like keep your amp at a good tonal sweet spot, but still be in the volume ballpark that you have to be in.
Right. I think that's a good, especially people who haven't done this for a long time. Sometimes I'll be, helping a friend get a tone, or whatever, and either they're in a new room or they've put a new mic on or whatever, a knob got bumped or whatever, and they're like, it sounds bad. Why does it sound bad? And there's so many elements that are like, what pickup are you on? Where's your guitar volume at? Where, what thing are you going into? Where's your amp at? Where's the tone on your amp? Where's the tone on your guitar? What pedal are you going into? Did this one, so it's not like you can't go, here's what this guitar sounds like into this amp. It's like, how do you play? What's that specific guitar? It's such a laundry list of years of, and my buddy George Caccini, the Tone Chaperone. The Tone Chaperone. Shout out to the Tone Chaperone. George, if you're watching this, I learned everything I know from you about good guitar sound. He is an absolute legend in Nashville, and he was a guitar player in New York, and he's a session guy in Nashville, and co-songwriter and stuff too, but he's just an amazing guy. But what he said was, one time when I was interviewing him, he said, the main thing as a guitar player is to get a good guitar sound in your head. Mm-hmm. If you have a good guitar sound in your mind, no matter what board or amp or guitar you're put with, you will go in and dial in that good guitar sound. Also, if you have a bad guitar sound in your head, you will, even if you have an amazing pedal board like this and a great amp and a great guitar, you'll go up and dial up that bad sound.
Yeah.
So I think it's like we were saying about fanboying, it's like you have to learn, you know, through like listening to artists you respect, like why does that sound light me up so much? What is it about it? And then listening to that, and then listening to your own sound, and it was like getting that Ryan Adams thing. It was like, there it is, it's amazing. And he's playing. Yeah. He's not playing anything anyone else couldn't play, but it's the combo of like just that attitude with all the, you know, crazy amount of spring reverb on the thing, and then just like, there's something about it that like you can't just walk up to a guitar and get it. It's like it takes tweaking, and I sort of like that. I think about tone in general.
Yeah,
that you can't get it by accident. You have to work at it.
Yeah, it's a tone quest. And that's also to say something else to guitar players out there that like, I mean, that was a great way to like go into that. Is Aaron said, I want to sound like Ryan Adams. Yeah. Great. I didn't turn on like a mid-humped boost crazy drive thing. Right. I know what that sound is. Right. And I know what pedals are on here that'll do that sound. It's like when you have gear, know what you have. Right. Know what it'll do well. Yeah. And use it for what it, I mean, you're not gonna take that tone and then play like Megadeth. Right. Like doesn't work. It's not gonna work. No. So you got to know the sounds that your pedals will do and where their strengths are, and then utilize them. Right. You know. So
especially, I'd imagine too, when you're playing for, you know, like a solo artist like somebody like Jessie Lee, and she's like, "Give me a Ryan Adams thing." Yep. That's now your job as her guitar player is to be like, or give me. We're doing Joan Jett. Do the Joan Jett thing. And you're like, okay, Joan Jett. Like, you know, and you know. Yep. Yeah. Like based on your. So I think that's a huge thing too. Yeah, is I need that. Know thyself. Know your own. Yeah, pedals.
I need that, like, you know, ballady country thing. Yeah, and that's as much description as you get. Right. You got to know, like, oh, I need a little bit of reverb. Yeah. Clean single coil. Yeah. Like, you got to know how to construct that tone. And I'm not a master at it, but I've been doing it enough where I kind of have a grasp on like how to pull that out of the gear that I have.
That's a great point too, because as a producer, I get those vague comments, vague descriptions, all the time. Make it warmer or whatever it is, and I'm like, okay. And the thing is, when X person says that, they mean a different thing than the Y person saying the same word, saying warm. So I'm like, okay, what do they mean? They mean, you know, I you know, or dark, make it dark, you know, or whatever. What do they mean by that? They might mean moody. So dark to one person might mean like a lot of reverb and delay. Yep. But when they say dark, I'm like, roll the tone down.
Yeah. Like, you want it muddier?
No, that's not what they mean.
I'm pretty sure that's not
they
what
mean
you
dark mood wise. Yeah. They're talking about the mood, not a technical thing. So you have to learn how to translate. That's another part. You got to know your gear, but then you also got to know your person. Who, you know, whether it's your artist you're playing for or producing or whatever. And they're like, make it sound more like this. You're like, okay, translation. Yeah. You want, I know what you want. I know what you want.
You got to vibe into that and communicate really well, you know.
And the quicker you can do that, the more you will get hired to like do it.
The more you will work.
Yeah, the more you will work.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things, you know, when Jesse's like, I kind of want this to sound a different way, and you pull up a tone, and they... Like their body jumps a little bit, you're like, all right, I'm on the right track. We're getting close. Like, or when they just go, like they don't change at all. You're like, no, okay, no, it's not it. Got to try something different. So this seems like a lot. I mean, for some of the pedalboard rundowns, it's not a lot, but it's one of those, like, I know what these pedals do. Yeah. And I know how they're gonna achieve what I want them to do. So my drives are definitely that emotional thing, though. Sure. When I turn them on and you get that sound and you get that vibe and you're like, makes your heart beat a little faster. I love that. So
I got a little emotional when that tremolo was going on the Flint.
Man, it's so good.
Can I just, before we go, go in the neck pickup here and do a little Flint with the.
That's all anybody needs. That's it.
That's it.
That's a great sound, man. Good sound.
Well, Randy.
Aaron.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, this
Thank you
is
so
great.
much. This
Thank
has
you.
been so fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we should hang out more. If only we lived in the same
Only
city.
we live closer. You know, thank you for doing this, man.
Yes,
That was really,
thank
really
you.
cool.
Another round of applause, Randy O'Dell. Thanks for joining us.
Aaron Sternke.
Yep. See you guys next time.